good afternoon. Welcome to some more Train Sim Mod 6 once again. Welcome, Dan, Zenom, anyone else that's currently tuned in as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you all once again. Let's clear this list ready for a new session. I think I'm going to start with, let me get some music going. I think I'm going to start with my requests, if I may, because I really want to play the 2019 timetable, but I will leave that for now. I'll leave that for now. The Glossopline, Dan, interesting. Interesting. That's going to give me a chance to play a route I think I've only played once or twice, to be completely honest with you. And probably drawing a requester route as well. You think I'll like it? How? What do you think I will like about it? If you're not being sarcastic. Hello, Ryan here. Very bad news with Zenom. Very bad news with Zenom. What's happened with Zenom? How come you're on his account, not on your one? You really like it? Okay. Cool. Let's go for it then. Let's just straight up go for it. That's me. It can't be a stream without a sneeze. It just cannot be a stream without a sneeze. What train would you like to see on it, Dan? I'll let you choose, mate. Three, 2, 3, absolutely. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm gonna do what I usually do: go for something in the morning when it, you would think it would be fairly busy, right? Look at that! I've done a service. It's already one. And because I did it at that time, I know for a fact I did do it for a requester route. That's an easy giveaway. Easy giveaway. Right, let's go to August. Custom weather, add some clouds, the usual. Let's go for it. Jesus' name. Hope work's going well. So far, Dan. Let's get started. Right. A very quiet Manchester Piccadilly, unfortunately, compared to what we see nowadays on the Manchester Airport commuter. Which is why it's important, I think, that routes should be... The timetable should be revisited when a train is released that can... that can slot into the timetable. Because it means... a route can be however old it's going to be, but it's always going to be updated, refreshed. There's always going to be, well, not always, but there's going to regularly be a reason to go back onto the route. He got hospitalized due to insomnia. His body shut down, and now he's in hospital. It's critical, and the crew is the way you've spelled it has confused me. Contemplating if he will live. That's sad to hear. How come you're in his account though? We had a weather red code for today's heavy rains. Schools are off and work. Really? Do you tend to have flooding over there, Dan? Might see some coupling action here. Is it going to be once the passengers are off, as it is in reality? Yeah. If they are even going to couple up. I do find it interesting that in Dresden, Leipzig, you couple up to the IC when you're in an ICE. You're coming into Dresden. No, you're coming into Leipzig. You couple up to the other ICE and then open the passengers. But what I've witnessed in real life, and as I'm seeing here, the train would empty first, and then do the move. So yeah, that's interesting. Anywho, Gloss Supply, let's go into it, man. Thank you, Dan, for requesting it. I always appreciate a request for a route I haven't played in a long time. And a route I just haven't played much in general. Because I don't remember what this route looks like. I don't know what this route looks like. I don't know if I've ever known. I've experienced it, but that would have been TSW4 for sure. For sure would have been TSW4. You know what? The lighting doesn't look too bad, you know, graphically. Okay, the signals look... Okay, the signals looks interesting for a moment. I don't know, graphically coming out of Manchester Piccadilly, it didn't look terrible. Zenom said to use his account for now to say hi to you and other streamers he watched. Okay, sure. There are floods in the rural areas, but in the summer mostly. This was one of a kind of a cyclone. Oh, damn, man. Well, stay safe, my man. Stay safe. I hope there's no immediate danger to life, at least where you are. Simon, good afternoon, mate. How are you doing today? Welcome. Oh, guys, nobody has told me that you can't hear the game. I changed the audio output. I think it's this one. Yeah, I changed the audio output because it sounds better when I have it set. When I have the audio coming directly to my headphones, it sounds better than when I'm routing it to my headphones, if that makes sense. Always a trade-off, man. Always a trade-off. It's so difficult. I think preferably. I think I don't know. Would I prefer? Yeah, I think I would prefer one system streaming, but it just harms the performance so bad. Then you have two separate systems, so the gaming performance is no longer harmed, but now you have to deal with these other issues. Annoyingly enough. I'm in hospital right now planning to mess with Zenom. I mean, it doesn't really sound like he's in a condition to be messed with. I'm near the capital in a flat building. So far, nobody got harmed. Just some cars overnight. But thank God, man. I wonder what they're going to... what reason they'll give to this one. Global warming or... whatever name that they'll give to whatever has caused this to be. How bad was it in Greece and Bulgaria? That's great to hear, Simon. I'm good myself, thank you, mate. HSD on the Riviera, no problem. I'll add that to the list once we get to Ashbury's. Thank you very much for your request. $60 minutes in. I think we started fairly close to 10 minutes in. 10 minutes into the stream. This was a weird one when it came out, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. It came out in a time, it was almost squeezed in between... Was it that it was squeezed in between releases, or was there like nothing for a while, then this just randomly came out? I remember with this route dropping in such a way that was a little bit odd, if I remember correctly. It wasn't like a regular release. There was something weird about it. I only find news of flooding, but I think I've seen way worse than this. Maybe a bit of media pressure for closing schools. Yeah, I mean, better safe than sorry, man. It's better to be safe than sorry. Always. Els, what's good, my boy? You recognize me from somewhere. Maybe you saw me at a station. Maybe you saw me at a station somewhere, cuz maybe that's what it is. What are you saying, bro? And I got my phone back. Zenom, I don't know what you guys are I don't know what you guys are up to, mate. Don't know what you guys are up to. Too much remaining school is detrimental for kids. I think well, touchy subject. I think school in general at the moment is detrimental for kids. Have I got the sniffs? Always, bro. Have you not learned by now? You've been watching me for how long have you been following me now? What was it? Over a year or something? If you've been watching me for over a year, you know very well that I've got personal beef with both my nose. Well, it's just my nose, really. The route is nicely made, quite an interesting one. Naira potential when you want a short, but very difficult run. That is one thing it's always been good for. That's one thing it's always been very good for. But it's just never had that magic touch, you know? I mean, the thing is, even when you just want a short run, surely you still do want some excitement. You still do want some sparkle, right? I guess if you just want your train fix and that's it, it will absolutely do the job. But as I'm running it now, it does seem like a, you know, basic, somewhat local line. Not much in the way of traffic. But I'll give it a chance anyway. We'll let it run its course. And yeah, I'll give my opinions on it after. But you know what? Honestly, I kind of do agree with the nicely made statement. So far, I'm actually somewhat impressed with the foliage. Too nosy. I like that. You're not critical at all. Well, that's good to hear, Zenem. I'm glad to hear it's not anything serious, mate. Convinced school is bad as is. In Romania, at least, there is no reform in sight. So for wiser parents, is there like something in particular that's like going on with the school system, with the school system there, Dan? Or is it just like generally? But even if you do say like it's just generally bad, like what like give me some examples of what is bad about it. Canadian Gamer, hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. A better time to provide that. Yeah, I mean, same goes for like every route in the game at this point, or almost every route in the game. Even if they just had like what Manchester Airport commuter has, right? Plus proper Voyager implementation, it would add a whole lot. All the infrastructure is good too, like the abandoned tracker. Yeah, I noticed that. Was it made by DCG? I think it was. I don't think it was a third party. School approves obedience and absent-minded intake of information. If you think the better you are. But isn't that just school in general, though? Isn't that school in general? No matter where you study. Well, I say no matter where you study. I don't know if it's the same in North Korea, for example. But generally speaking, That's sort of the way school operates. Flowery Fields. Really, there's a place called Flowery Fields. Not the most imaginative name. I like all the cars to the right there. And is that more abandoned track? Not too bad. Just came down with a cold yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Rest well. Take good care of yourself. Yeah, it sucks. Makes you feel like you wish you were more grateful for the times when everything was fine, when you could breathe well, your head didn't feel heavy, both your nostrils worked fine. There's also a couple of DMU services per hour which run Hansel halfway along the route, which would really add to the runs. Which would really add to the runs. What are those services run by? Because there's a 158 selectable, so it's not the 158, is it? As it is, you pass the 2 trains in the opposite direction at the exact time every run. Yeah. So it is very repetitive in that sense. I think there are a few runs when you see a rail tour. Yeah, there were also some 30. There was a 37 selectable. I don't know if that would be one. There was a was that Flying Scotsman, or was it the what's the other green the green logo called? It's not the Jubilee, is it? Isn't the Jubilee a black logo? Anyway, it was the green. There was another the other green one that was selectable also. They could have had a really good commuter Leon Riviera line if they extended to Exmouth. How many miles would that have been, J-Bud? Makes you wish you'd go back a few days. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Or just skip ahead a few days and leave it all behind you. But hey, without rain, we wouldn't appreciate the sun. Not quite. One of the projects I work on since 2018 is a German school in Bucharest. Very different system. You learn by doing. Asking more projects. Oh, see now at a school like that, that isn't something common. At least not here. And I hear the Nordic system is even better. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I stand corrected then. It just seems to be then, kind of like the UK, US systems, and then, as you said, Romanian as well. It'd be a Northern 150 or a 142. Or a 142, really? What year was it set in? Would they have been 2018 or 2019? Seems too quiet for a 2019 timetable. Well, again, I don't know if it's even accurate for the time period it's set in, or for the exact era that it's set in. Exmouth is across the road from Starcross on the route that's there. The Gingiverse and turn west up the hill. Oh, okay. So it could have easily been added in then. It sounds like. So I assume it's in a way of a bit of a branch line then, in a way. I'm still curious as to how long it would be though. So that line follows the river on the other side. Okay, I believe I know the one. I know the river you're referring to. It's I don't remember where Starcross is exactly, but I remember that for a little while you do go past the river. 142s went away a few years ago, but it faces era. So we could that's something that the preservation team maybe could have been tasked with as well, rather than just adding like little features like being able to step up onto the platforms, because that was one thing they were always doing. They could have also fleshed out the timetable on the routes that they were tending to with stock that's been, you know, added in. I mean, if they just add like a timetable crew, for example, I don't know, comprised of like 2 or 3 people who are just solely focused and experienced in creating timetables, even that would add a significant quality of life factor to the game, I think. It's quite because you don't have those DMUs. So if we did have those, the 142 and the 150s, what would the frequency be like? So we see, as in coming the other way, so we would see the 2 other 323s, and then how many of the others would we see every run within that half an hour time frame? They branch off after the stop, which Dovetail would add more subway routes to TSW. Yeah, I think a lot of people do also would like that Canadian gamer. I think one thing that Dovetail have a difficulty with, which they have voiced themselves, is creating underground sections. So, for example, back at the beginning of TSW, with the Leipzig route, rapid transit, an amazingly detailed underground section, in my opinion. Very, very well done. Arguably one of the best in the game to this day. And they said that it was really difficult, basically, and time consuming. And even something that's a little bit less extravagant with the Bakerloo line, they also struggled with that. So they seem to... It seems that Dovetail seems to have a lot of struggles. And for me, it would be logical to either hire people that are more experienced in world building on Unreal Engine, or have training sessions so that the developers within the company can improve on their skills, because it seems that there are quite a lot of hindrances, or dare I say excuses sometimes, due to, oh, this was too difficult, this was too time consuming, with regards to something that doesn't have to be super time consuming, or it's only difficult because somebody isn't super experienced. That wasn't a great stop, by the way, but at least the store is in the section where it should be. Single line, branch line. That would have been cute. Star Crossing Station after Marsh Barton. After Marsh Barton, that wouldn't help me. I don't have like them geographically placed. I might know 1 or 2 stations, sort of what they look like and roughly where they are, but I wouldn't be able to sort of map it out mentally. Sammy, afternoon, mate. How are you doing? How you doing today? There's a ferry from there across to Exmouth. So it's about that distance again, plus a bit more. So something that probably would have been doable with perhaps, let's say, a bit more time, or I can't say a bit more care, because it does seem like a fair bit of care has already been put into the route. Best thing to read in my posts. I think it would be the best thing to read, yeah, because I'm sure you have pictures there as well. Pictures are always helpful. I'm sure you've got everything detailed and organized quite well. Maybe Subway Sim 2 for like that. Subway Sim 2. Subway Sim 2 is in dire need of content. If they can open up the modding completely and the community really does get involved, the potential is crazy, but I think I would still like to see important details of the game, such as more accurate track layout, improved track sounds, including when going over points and track joints, and you know, one of the most obvious, points of or that need improving, performance optimizations. A bit of a list, admittedly, but man, if it can if it can get those things right, yeah. I think by now, it should have been further than what it currently is. It's still, it's still in the. It still looks like a game that could have come out yesterday. Basically, there doesn't really seem to be too much progress from release and now, and it's been over 6 months, right? Pretty sure it's been over 6 months, if not about 6 months. So yeah. 3 alone. Can you drive a boat on here? No, this is a train driving sim only. That's good to hear, Sammy. I am, bro. Thank you, man. By God's grace. By the way, does Frankfurt S1 have the underground platforms at Frankfurt S1 half rendered? Well, there are a couple stops. I don't know like how far you mean, but there are like 2 or 3 underground stops in the Frankfurt area. So yes, to a degree, I think. It's definitely possible to have another Subway game and Unreal Engine. Exactly, Canadian Gamer. Exactly. And it's interesting to see that that game has passengers that behave correctly, platform monitors that work, mirrors at the end of the platforms that work, random events. So but yeah, that game is in dire needs of number one, I think right now, number one, performance improvements, because you can add all the other things that I mentioned, and yes, it will benefit the game, it will add value to the game, but it will make it a great experience. So first things first, improve the performance, allow the game to be playable on hardware where if it should be running the game at 60 FPS, it is running the game at 60 FPS, period. That's the first thing. And then completely open up modding to the community, which they have started doing, but it's just not advancing enough in my opinion. And then work on the sounds, little quality of life things, work on the sounds, work on the tracks, because the tracks are a mess. If that time when we took a closer look at the switches in near the depot, oh my god, that was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. So yeah, tracks need a lot of work. It should never have released with the tracks like that, but it is what it is. But it's close, man. It's close. All of these games are very close. If TSW6 can, or just let me just say TSW in general, can figure out the bugs, it's on for a blinder. If Simrail can start adding more content in terms of countries, they're onto a winner for sure. If Subway Sim 2 can fix the performance and add more content, they're onto a win. Like, all of these games are so close, so close, and at the same time quite far. I think adding the Exmouth line would have been cool, but it's not something I'd expect. It's a different line, really. Really? What train? What train would they have used? A train that we don't have in game already? Like, how much would it have differed from like the little branch line we have, for example, on West Cornwall Local, or a branch line that we've got on Dresden Leipzig, or any other branch line that we've got on another route? I think they are working Canadian Gamer, and I'm thankful that they communicate that on a weekly basis. I do read the news that they put up, that they put out every week. You know, and it's good to see that they're working on that battery locomotive and the little freight wagons and stuff like that. It's good to see, right, that things are moving, just not, I guess, quick enough. See, one thing about modding is when you open your games, when you completely open it for players to mod, it relieves you a little bit from having to do all the work. I look at Euro Truck. Euro Truck has now all of the reworks that have been done in the last couple of years by SES themselves, right? But those have only come in the last couple of years. Before that, we just had the base map as it came when it came. However, we also had pro mods, which transformed the game, transformed the map in a lot of ways and in a lot of areas, and that kept the game alive. So SES didn't really have to worry about themselves doing that, right? So that gave them enough time to work on other bits of content, and at the same time still have a game that appeals to new players that will invest into the game for work that they haven't even put in themselves. And I think their formula is insane. So let's say Subway Sim 2 follow the same route. Let's say they sort out the optimizations, let community take care of adding content. They don't have to worry about adding content themselves, while they can focus on optimizations further, adding little features, and then when they're prepared, start adding their own content. But by then, the game would have already been flourishing. Again, this is all hypothetical, of course, but I think it makes sense. Half of that game was already made with the Hamburg part, yeah. And apparently this loco that they keep teasing, the engineering one, was already teased in Subway Sim 1. So, yeah. Spoke too soon on lack of bugs. Had two. Oh, you had another massive one, Morrison. What was the next one, Sammy? Because I know you spoke of one yesterday, right? On the Discord. I mean, specifically, does it... I don't know. That's 1.5. I don't remember specifically, Simon. I don't remember specifically. But I just know I've run a ton of services that go 2, 3, maybe 4 stations underground. But I don't remember like the names to say, okay, yeah, this is Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. But but I would say so because it's when you're you can see Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof, and then you go down. So you're within the vicinity of like the trillion sidings there. You can see the main station, right? About half a kilometer in front or a kilometer ahead. Half a kilometer ahead, and then there's like a down section. So surely, if you're going down with Hauptbahnhof in view, and there's 3 or 4 stations, surely, right? And I remember the last station especially being very laggy. Like the performance would drop at a particular point, and then it would get even worse towards the very end. So going off that, it would make sense that yes, but I don't remember 100% to say with the utmost confidence. To be fair, Subway Sim 2 devs doesn't have even close to the same size team as DTG. I think if they did it, it could be so good. Yeah, I don't have a clue how many people they got working there, but they've got the backing of Aerosoft though, don't they? So surely if they want to nab some people, now would that be a good idea? I'd rather they don't, to be honest, but you know, if good came out of it, or if they needed it, then surely they could sort something out of Aerosoft. Every single one of those you mentioned can become great success for an editor like TSC. Yeah, there you go. That is stamped in history as one of the goats of train simming. Why? Because of the community that has kept it alive. Because if you look at the third party stuff, as in like Rivet, DT, or even first party stuff, DTG's quality of stuff that we see has never changed. I learned this somewhat recently. Sorry for all the chat I'm missing, by the way. I can't respond to every single thing. By the time I look back at chat, I've missed a couple, so do forgive me. But yeah, I learned somewhat recently that the quality we see of Dovetail's routes today, you know, hit and miss, sometimes amazing, sometimes very questionable, it's never changed. It's always been like that, even on TSC routes. So It's not Dovetail that kept Train Sim Classic alive. Absolutely not. It's not different. It's the same service that runs from Painter with 150 is connected, but you can't expect every connected. Yeah, fair enough. There does have to be a limit. There does have to be a limit, which is why it would be cool if even after release, routes continue to be developed. How cool would that be? Not saying it shouldn't have been added. Would have been great, but absolutely no complaints. It hasn't been. Yeah, that's why I was like earlier. I can't say that not enough care has been put in. That would just be that would be I think a bit of a disgrace for me to say. 26 BG. Can you join my live? How would you join my live, mate? In what way? Well, I don't understand. I'm playing like Train Sim. I'm not playing like a multiplayer. I'm not playing a multiplayer game. The fact that we have both the Plymouth and Painter knives. Yeah. I think a lot of people were saying similar things. Yeah. Request 26. Why? Why do you want to join my live? It's not like the route feels incomplete without it. Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid. But if it had been added, it would have made sense. It would be neat. Came out the tunnel near Hoboken and the world just didn't load. Bro, some of these issues, yeah, it's just they're so ridiculous on a console, bro. On a console, like I would always say on PC, yeah, fair enough. Like, it just happens to be that the nature of PC, PC gaming, you have these weirdnesses on a console that's meant to be refined. There's no excuse for it. Thank you, Dan, for that request. Now let's have a go at what I've been waiting for. I don't know what the difference is between them. I'll just go for the 4-car. I think that's what I've been seeing around anyway. Oh, it's either really long or really short, isn't it? Okay, well, there's nothing else that's been requested, so it shouldn't be a problem, really. Let's take his 807 service. Those colors are so annoying. You can barely tell when, like, something from the weather thing is highlighted. Well, you can't tell. It's not even like, oh, it's the shades. You actually just can't tell when you've got something highlighted. You have to guess. Very trippy does also lean. Yeah, then that is the underground section. Okay, yeah, if that it would make sense. It would make sense that would be it. And the other one, the crash of the back of a loading train, that's on the journey mode, which is disappointing. The thing is, Sammy, like with the nature of American signaling in some places, you can have issues where you end up behind like another train, like on the same section of track. That didn't sound like it should have happened though. The other underground station on the route is the airport. Is that an underground section? I've been to the airport, but like the surface level lines. Oh, I hate being so close to the thing. I wish I could. God mode is taking an exceptionally long time, man. I need it. I really need it. I really, really need it. Right, what time are we starting this? Okay, so we should run this to roughly 2:20. If another request comes through. There is a mod that adds a bit more weathering to this train. I don't remember what exactly it was, but there was something about it that didn't fully convince me to download it though. But I'm keeping an eye on it. I think it would be nice to have DTG is very unpredictable with content quality. Yeah, unfortunately so. Unfortunately so. It'll be the 4 car. Thank you, Simon. Which I do feel incomplete. Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few. Unfortunately. Thank you for the likes on TikTok. Cannot rush God. Well, I don't know whether it's the fact that... I mean, we heard it was releasing this week, and I don't know whether it's the fact that it's coming with some extra features this time around. Because it's definitely not the fact that it's just some new routes. Because like I said, anytime a new DLC would come out, it would be ready within a matter of hours after the PC release. So... But it's just so necessary. It's so necessary for various reasons. For weather, to skip objectives when you're stuck, to hand over a service to AI immediately, to speed up time when necessary, to adjust FOV properly. It also is a dependency for JetWatch's graphics enhancement mod as well. That's a whole other thing. It's such an important mod. It's such an important mod. There are 2 Frankfurt Airport stations. The S1 regional one is underground. The I station. Oh, okay. So that's the one I had in mind. Yeah, the IC, the Intercity one, was the one I had in mind. I think I only stopped at the underground at the underground one actually, like 2 times from what I can remember. Northwest spots 6. Stone Cold Classic British Diesel Monty. Yeah, Sammy, I took a bit of an L, mate, because I never really appreciated these when they were around. I mean, Paddington, you know, always within reach, always within reach. If only I had known. If only I had known. But I don't think I've ever experienced these IRL. The noise that must have filled that place, yeah. One can only imagine. Flying to Frankfurt Airport in that days, actually. Oh, nice. Are you going to be there for a while again, Simon, or is it just a quick trip this time around? So just when you're running through Exeter is so accurate. Kind of blown away. Yeah. And going back to, you know, talking of studios, the fact that this is a rivet work is mind-blowing. But then cue like the next 3 of their routes to be an absolute disaster. There seems to be the way it goes. It's just the way it seems to go with Rivet, man, which is so frustrating. Because they can make a really good route. They actually can. Just a week. Staying in Dusseldorf. Nice one, man. Hope you have a good one. Thank you, Sammy. I do try. It would be you to notice it. Not going to slow down in time. I underestimated how far away the speed change was. We are going to slow down in time. It's just going to be a little bit harsh. The water looks nice today. Don't know how well it's coming up on stream, but it actually looks blue. As opposed to muddy. Oh, my ears just unblocked. My ears are blocked. Muddy or just weird, I guess. Normally I go there by train where the flights are 50p each way, excuse me. How are they so cheap? Exmouth is opposite the station, or about to pass through. The old ferry there runs to Exmouth. Is that Exmouth? The waves actually look pretty good from this angle. Pontino card. That's ridiculous. Even though you've like accumulated them yourself, it's still ridiculous. And the ferry would go from that pier then, I assume. So what's that little island over there? Is that anything significant? Where the trees are? Ah. That's where it comes from. I think this is a route I need to experience in VR. I think I'm gonna have to dust off the specs. Found that one way or another to optimize the experience, and give it a go. I have to try this in VR, man. When I looked to the left, it just hit me. I need to experience this in VR. Cockwood Harbour, what a name. Oh, it's just a coast sticking out, okay. Definitely looked like a completely separate section. Oh, where we just crossed the Voyager. Great place for train photos. You know, the 150s and the GWR liveries look like they were in suits. They look sharp. What are these coaches, by the way, to the right? Are they like restaurants or like cafes? Or are they actually just disused coaches and that's it? Definitely want to do a commentary for this. I really think you should. I really think you should. You're very knowledgeable on all the little details. I think you'd make a great host. The camping coaches, like something you could pick up on, like Airbnb. This is a good year. Year of my prosperity. Place to stay, get them a lot of resorts in the UK. Yeah, I've actually seen a few like train themed. Um, I've seen a few train themed. Airbnbs. Also on the seal many times. Every Boxing Day, isn't it free? Isn't it bloody freezing around that time of year? But they predate it. Used to go and play on the beach at Dawlish and Teignmouth in my younger days. I've actually, honestly, I've gone to enjoy a beach in the UK. As in like I've been to Brighton and I've been to Hastings on a trip, but like to actually go on a sunny day out to the beach, I've done it once ever in the UK. I don't even remember where we went. Just remember it was a long drive. You go for a walk on box today. It's what you do. Loads of people there. Interesting. Oh man, I could just imagine like the winds, because it's usually very windy around, obviously, these sort of areas. It must be so bitter. Oh my god, I can't imagine it being even with the view being as nice as it is. Yeah, although it wouldn't be because it would just be grey. I just can't imagine it being a great experience, man. There are loads of people staying at the resort there, so people do visit at that time of year. I don't know if I'll visit this place more than once in my life, but for sure, if I do visit it more than once, at least the very, very first time, it's going to be in the summer. It's going to be in the summer. Like if you're going to be traveling, okay, it depends where you're traveling from, right? If I'm going to be traveling from London, there's no reason to travel this far not to see it in all its glory. There's just no reason for it, unless you've actually got some sort of business to tend to. Not too cold, it's not warm. Bro, on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, December, it's too cold anywhere in the UK, let alone beachside. I mean, to be fair, I've never spent, I never spent the winter, over on the west side of the of our little island. But I mean, surely it can't be like a huge difference. People stay over there at Christmas. I can't really wait about a nice walk. It's a nice walk. Yeah, you know what? A nice walk is a nice walk. Yeah, that I can get behind. I do fancy me a nice walk, and I've taken many a nice walk. Can confirm. Whether it be sunshine, rain, a nice walk is a nice walk. I do miss the nice walks I used to take. I used to take a lot. I used to do a lot of walking. Like my early to mid 20s. Only 20 minutes away. Yeah, I mean, 20 minutes away is a no-brainer. It's an absolutely no-brainer. Rather than nice walk on my coach. Didn't be outside in December. The thing is, then, if you're going to be outside anyway, like I've never, like in the cold, the times I can recall clearly going for a walk when it's been cold is when I'm at uni. There was a nice path where I was. A few nice paths, actually. A few nice places to walk to where I used to study. So it would be then. Oh, excuse me. So it would be then. But yeah, I wouldn't have left somewhere warm, like my house, to go out and take a walk in the cold. That one, no. Unless there was a secondary reason to it. If I needed to make a phone call or, when I was younger, if there was something that I wanted to do that I couldn't do at home. Only thing that's not as fun about it being boxing is no trains to see going past. There would be no trains at all during Boxing Day. Of course you can, Sammy, mate. Of course you can. Any train in particular that you want to see? So is this to the left of track as well? That like muddy, like road looking path. They seem to always use the same textures for the kind of thing. No trains on Boxing Day in England. In the whole of England? Well, I know the London Underground runs on Boxing Day. And boy, do they give you a big bonus for it. No, not sidings. Hold on. It was this thing this path that I saw. It leads to the road, so I'm not too sure whether it's just an access road or what. Yeah, no, it just looks like it's an access road. I don't know if it used to be. I don't know if it used to be a track here, or there is just an access road. But yeah, because they used like they used a similar texture to this on Glossopline where that track was before. Oh, this is a nice little stream. How nice would it be to just have like just like a soothing soundtrack of like just like running water just here, you know, little details, man, little details. What a fancy bridge for not. I mean, it's a fancy area, but like, unless they've should. I think this part should be in here, right? It's a bit of a weird. All right, Sammy, mate. No national road trains like some of the airport expresses. Ah, that I didn't know. They do in Scotland though. Looks like maybe an extension. I love the warm colours on the speedometer. Be it the green or the orange. Not speedometer, sorry, just the gauges in general. I wish the windscreen wasn't. It looks plastic. Like it's almost putting like a grey film over everything. Don't know how well it comes off on stream. Iconic. Yeah, I think it dulls the colors of the route a little bit. I mean, it doesn't bother me too much. I've been playing GTA 4, and oh my god, does that have a dull film over it? It's almost off-putting, to be completely honest. I don't know if it's meant to be representing New York in like a dull state or way, but it's painful. So this is, I'm very fine with this right now. What do you mean by creator route, Els? What do you mean by the entire question? What do you mean by creator route? What do you mean by does it integrate? Hello, Mark. Kinda hiding from your boss. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're at work, focus on your work, man. This stream will be here on Twitch, on YouTube for, well, it'll be on Twitch for a good few months. It'll be on YouTube forever, basically. It'll always be here waiting, man. Don't prioritize me over your, you know, over your living, man. You're finished? So why you hiding if you're finished? What's there to hide from? You threw a pie at your boss. Huh? You got to give some more context. What do you mean you threw a pie at your boss? Else, man. Did I create this route? I haven't created this route. No. What do you mean did I create this route? Are you asking if I've like if I'm playing on like free roam and I've spawned the train onto here? No, it comes as a layer with the route. Don't call me a bozo. Talking about did I create the route? Yeah, man. I'm Team Rivet. He said, "Oh, I never prank him." So you pranked him by throwing a pie at him. This is the HST, the great HST. Do diesel trains ever experience runaway engines like cars do? That would be scary. What doesn't sound believable else? It's a shame scenario this, so I reckon I'd create way more scenarios. I've never even given it a try, but I can tell because you know a good scenario creator would have had. I mean, you know the services on the workshop for Trains and Classic, are they all scenarios? Do they count as scenarios? Charles, it's the Riviera line. What do I mean by runaway engine? So sometimes diesel vehicles, the engine can just like just rev non-stop, and there's nothing you can do to silence it. Even like if you try and turn it off, it won't turn off, and the only thing you can do is block the intake so that it suffocates the engine. Like if you type in, if you just YouTube like runaway diesels, you'll just see like a plume of smoke, and it's just revving like max, just revving, and yeah, you can't do anything about it unless you suffocate. You stuff something in the intake to suffocate it. I did not get the HSC as a layer on Riviera line. Do you own the Great Western Express route, Mark? It doesn't let you use portals, or it doesn't let you use portals. That sounds like such a basic thing. We're in TSW6, this far in. Come on. Although they've never spoken about scenario editor, they've never spoken about improving it, so it is gonna be as it was on release, as it has always been. You own most lines. I think you should make. I think you should raise a ticket about that then, Mark. Something's wrong. No worries, Charles. Mark, what platform are you on? I don't know if you're on like PS4 or Xbox One, then I don't know if that would be the limitation. Not a fan of this route anymore. Stops are too far, and train speed limit too slow. Really, Els? Each of their own, man. But I feel like I don't mind the slow speed route if it's in an environment as beautiful as this route is set in. Like, it gives you time. Like, you're able to appreciate the train. You're able to appreciate the route because it's constantly up and down, weaving and turning. And you get to enjoy the scenery. And to be fair, I mean, it's got both. I mean, you can run at 100 miles an hour on it, so it also has that, you know, that difference. I mean, if you only want to run at 100 miles an hour and nothing else, then I guess like East Coast Main Line or the West Coast Main Line South is more your speed. But yeah, completely valid anyway, nonetheless. Oh my god, it's 2:20. Right, so as we do have a another request, I'm gonna leave it here at Totnes. Totnes. Don't know how to pronounce it. I honestly would not have an issue completing it. But yeah, we are on limited time. Look at the IET. It could never. It wishes. It wishes. Amazing. Thank you very much, Simon. Was that your request, Simon? I know Dan requested Glossop line. Totnes. Trying to remember that. No, your one was London Commuter, wasn't it? Your one was London Commuter. Or was it both of them? It was Simon's, yeah. I play on PC and PS5. That should not be happening on either of those platforms, Mark. Yeah, definitely raise the ticket, mate. I think with new routes you can use portals. Oh, okay. So at least they've done something about that then. That would have been embarrassing. You need some proper times. Absolutely, bro. They're paramount. They're paramount. Well, me, I did a run, and I'm not drawn back to the route. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes PS4, my PS4 account is my PS5 account. Mild May line. I can add that to the list, Mark, for sure. Drag my Switch closer to me. It was so far away. Yeah, Mild May line is the one I haven't played on in a while. Actually, wouldn't mind going back to that one. With the man running a southeastern service, is there a half an hour southeastern service, or are they all They're literally all exactly 13 minutes? Okay. 313 service. Oh, they're all going to be quite short as well, aren't they? Oh no, the 19-minute one there. Oh, but it's a depot move. No, let's start from Victoria. Sammy said he wanted to see the traffic. Let's do one that starts at Victoria. Gatwick Express. Splash of red that we won't even see really anyway. Cool, let's do this one. 8:58 London Victoria to Gatwick Airport. Back to TOD3 as well. The stops are quite close together on the side, apart from Newton, I bet. I mean, I think it's when you're going at 50 miles per hour, they can seem further away. There's a GW 800 layer into the Reading and Pennington route. Not now, Els, but it will show up on the remaster as a test run. I think there'll be a couple of them. They dropped the trailer for Birmingham. Oh, did they? Nice. I'll check that out. Or do you want to check it out now together? I wouldn't mind checking it out now. No ASR. But yes, hello. How are you doing? Yeah, go on then. I'm actually very much down for that. I don't even know what I would search though. No chance of this show up for me front page, right? No, of course not. What's the name of what's the name Simtrack? Is it Simtrack Studios? It's there? Where? Oh, it is. Oh, it's on Train Simmo's own page. Go on then. Or is it all aboard? Is it all aboard? Simtrack is another one, right?
Welcome aboard this London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Stafford.
Nice. Custom PIS.
Lichfield Trent Valley, Tamworth, and
Nice weathering on that. Like, it looks rough. I like it. Okay, we get 351. We get 352 with more liveries. They're smart with their interim and X liveries. I mean, they don't have to put any branding on them, if I'm not mistaken. British Transport Police livery. Oh, yeah, they said this, didn't they? We knew this was coming. But they're not showing it. Why? Oh, here it is. Sick. Actually sick, you know. Actually genuinely so sick. It's something you see on like Creators Club. We get 353. That doesn't look branded though. Do these not have any? Are they all unbranded? So we get the 351, the 352, the 350/3. We get the 35253. Was it the British Transport Police one? Okay, so it was just a little look at the trains that are coming. Yeah, local lowdown. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah. Mods definitely saw that out. But like I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know these liveries and like the sort of story or history behind them. So I don't know what would have had writing on it and what wouldn't have had anything on it. Those were full. I'm not gonna go through the full article now, of course. I'll check that out. You know what? I won't leave it for the weekend. I'll check it out probably later today. Because realistically, that probably would have been when I would have had a look at it. Okay. London Victoria. It's been a couple of weeks. I don't know if the the thing doesn't work here, doesn't it? Does it? The cruise control. Absolutely not, Els. Absolutely not, bro. Because what? It's 2:30 now, so that's half an hour for this, half an hour for Mardmay line. That's an hour. That would be 3:30. Yeah. We're good. Any train in particular? There's an article to Voyager, Pendo, 158, 87s, 86. The Welsh DMUs, nice. And all those 350s. Sick. With 800, okay, cool. Check out some of the roadmap. Oh yeah. We could take a look at the roadmap. Roscoe, hello, how you doing? Good to see you. And the Cross City 323, that's gonna be a banger. No, he's in third rail checker. Roscoe, I'm now streaming from a separate PC, and the way that worked was that it needs to be installed on the same system as the game because it uses the API game. Thank you very much, ASR, for the. Where's my notification? There we go. Thank you very much, mate, for the 30 months. Crazy. Appreciate you.
Any who drive the 1016 on the Semmeringbahn.
Why not? Why not? Thank you, bro. Appreciate your support over the many months. Which one's the 1016 again? Is that just the main one? Taurus, yeah, cool, thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, Roscoe, so because I don't stream on the same PC anymore, I can't like attach that window. Maybe if I somehow force it in front of the game so that I also see it, maybe I could get it to work that way. But then it would hinder my personal experience, and I don't really want that. It would be nice if there was like a way for it to for the game to talk to like a server, and then Third Rails have like a website that would show it. That would be nice. I could implement it that way. I don't think it works like that though. Chase in 377. We probably should have left. We should be side by side with that train. Left a little bit later, about 45 seconds later. Then we should have. Loads of freight to Cargo Line 3. Cargo Line 3 was the Volume 4. Was Volume 4 the military? Volume 4 was the military. Cargo Line 3. First one was tankers, then the aggregates. I don't remember. Oh, intermodal. That was a bit quiet, isn't it? I was looking forward to that one for a while, and then I don't know. It went a bit quiet. The TTS played twice, did it? TTS played twice. I didn't even hear it. I only heard the notification sounds. I didn't even hear the TTS. Oh, did I hear the TTS? I don't know. Maybe it played on your side, and they also played on my side. Although if it played on your side, I don't know how it would have, why it would have played on your side. Ah, yes, I see why. I see why. I'll sort it out after if I remember. But I know why. It's because I used to have desktop audio. I used to have the streaming PC audio silenced. Because there was no need for it, so that the notification would just play from my PC. Sorry, from my gaming PC. But now I've turned the audio back on that PC because that's where I've got Spotify going. I'm not playing Spotify. I can't hear the Spotify music. So I'll just need to find the source of that and mute it. Thank you for letting me know, though. Birmingham Cruise PC and 9th gen only. That's a good sign. Somebody who's on PC, of course, means that it should be. Well, I mean, the timetable speaks for itself already. It should mean that the route itself should be very detailed, busy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. Any release date yet? I don't know if it displayed it on the video and I missed it. 30 quid. Honestly, it sounds like pretty good value at 30 quid. Timetable is a strong start. 9th gen only backs up that it should pack a punch. And if it's as I'm picturing it in mind, I think 30 quid is actually pretty good value, especially compared to what we see amongst some of the other DLC. Intermodals only. Yeah, thank you, Rosgood. Sincerely hope they didn't reduce the timetable for consoles. If they're only releasing it for 9th gen and PC, Simon, I don't think they will. I have a feeling that they won't. I have a feeling they won't. I feel like any reducing they would have done would have been for 8th gen. If having the app over your simulator isn't ideal, Third Rail's Radar offers the perfect solution. Third Rail's app allows you to broadcast the location to a personal or public live map on the web, accessible from any device, smartphone, tablet, or PC. Aha. Thank you very much, ASR. I will bear that in mind and hopefully have it ready for tomorrow. That's another thing I need to remember. I should have a list at this point. I've already forgotten the first thing that I need to do. What was the first thing that I said? There was something I said about 2 minutes ago that I need to remember. That I will do if I remember. Oh, check the R score. Oh yeah, but you guys can just remind me to do that. Because we're doing it, we'll do it together. Oh no, that was the roadmap that we're going to do together. It was the R score that I need to do by myself. Yeah. Still, if I remember. Better tomorrow? Well, I'm not going to look at both of them tomorrow. I think by then, most of you guys would have already gone through the article anyway. So unless you're curious to see my reaction to it, and I don't think there's much to react to really in such an article. The roadmap, however, could be exciting. 4 p.m. UK time, isn't it? I believe so. Yeah, well within stream boundaries. Ninth gen only, but the only other route that's 9th gen is only 9th gen only is Frankfurt S-Bahn. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Can imagine plays on console won't have any layers. Only the 350 services. That would suck. Okay. Yeah. In that case, then I think I will hold back my optimism a little bit. That is a good point that you make. Although I feel, with all due respect to Dovetail, I feel like these guys seem, at least on the surface, a little bit more competent. So, ultimately we'll see though. Ultimately we'll see. I've always said, when it comes to this game, generally speaking, it's better not to be hopeful. So, let me abide by that, and yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Man, the traffic on this route is ridiculous, isn't it? How does one train just snake into another train that snakes into another train? Give it 30 seconds, we'll see another one coming up the line. 4 p.m. ASR, 4 p.m. Am I right in thinking all TSW6 routes will have station announcements going forward? Can I be honest with you? So that's what they've said. That's what they've said. But if I'm going to look at Dovetail and TSW's history in features moving forward, new stuff moving forward, I would say just wait and see. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed. Wait and see. I feel like it was important that they showcased it in that little trailer to confirm that it will come there. And according to Dovetail, we should expect it. But according to history, wait and see. There's a TSW sale on Steam and Xbox and the PS Store with no TSW add-ons. What, the base game? Are you telling me the standard edition TSW6 is on sale already? Got reminded that DTG can't afford spell checker. Bro, you guys, yeah, I've been saying this for months. Go back at least 1 year. every single, I'm not exaggerating, every single article or the like that has been posted has had grammatical or spelling errors. Go back a year. I say that with chest, with confidence. Go back a year. Every single bit of article or anything similar to an article has had a grammatical or spelling error, or both. Usually both. Multiples. I don't know why nobody there proofreads. It comes off as unprofessional. I understand as human beings we're not perfect, but that's why we proofread. That's why we say, hey, I've written this. Can you look over it for me? Hey, do you mind looking over this for me as well? So that we work together and fix anything that goes up, because it should go up perfect. It should. Doesn't mean that it was initially perfect, but it should go out perfect. It's a piece of text. We're not doing GCSE English. It's just unprofessional. It's not a big thing, and it doesn't obviously affect the game itself, I understand. It's just it just comes off as unprofessional. Trains aren't even particularly exciting, quantity over quality, but yeah. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to dampen the mood. But yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a shame, but I do acknowledge that there is a benefit to having this much traffic with as much varied stock, you know. But yeah, even just seeing Electro Stars on Electro Star on Electro Star on Electro Star, just the fact that there's so many, it adds something. The traffic is good, but it is the same train a lot. Class 455 for the suburban services would be nice, and a 700 layer. Yeah. Oh man, it's a shame. It's a shame the mod that adds the 700 hasn't been updated officially for TSW6. Otherwise, I would have had it installed. I used to have it installed before. I've always had it installed. It just hasn't officially been made compatible with TSW6. But once it does, I will definitely install it. But yeah, a 455 would be nice. A 455 would be nice. I wouldn't mind the 350 standing in, actually. I don't know how you would feel about that, but I don't think I'd mind the 350 standing in. If there was like the right livery for it, I'd be all for it. There are add-ons on sale on both those platforms. Oh, sorry. I misconstrued you then. Well, at least Xbox have something. And in case you think that's minor, there's spelling mistakes in the game. Yeah. There are definitely spelling mistakes and grammatical mistakes in the game. Plenty, actually, but not nearly as common. And I don't know. I feel like they don't stand out as much as they do on the articles. But they shouldn't be in the game. Arguably, that might even be a bit more ridiculous. Simon saying the same thing as well. 99% of spell checking programs, even words basic one would say. Yeah, true. Yeah. I don't know where they write, but on anything that they write, always calling me. On anything they write, you'd have your underlined in red and think, oh hello, what's going on here? Hello? No. Who am I speaking to?
My apologies. Let's go. Let's crack on. Els, if you're talking about the Class 700 mod, it's on trainsim.cz. It's a website that you can find some other mods as well, like some, like the Invisible Walls Remover, which is quite handy. That also within itself comes with a few other tricks up its sleeve. I haven't seen it available elsewhere, to be completely honest with you. I love the sound of this train when you're like really pushing. I don't know, I think it's just like, it sounds so familiar to me maybe, but it's just like the sound of like graft. 455 isn't like a 350 when you're thinking of a 450. Maybe I am thinking of a 450. So it wouldn't 455. So it wouldn't stand in at all. Like it would be too far to even stand in for a 455. Who is it? Mind your beeswax, ASR. It wasn't anyone from DCG, if that's what you're thinking. What does it do? It adds the Class 700s onto the timetable, as per reality. Something Dovetail themselves have said isn't possible because the timetable would fall apart. By the way, there's some trains in Dresden Leipzig to the awesome station of... Wow, amazing. What, with passengers on them? Can you get the full underground of this game? Unfortunately not, plain emoji. There's the Bakerloo line. And then there's also the Suffragette and Mildmay line. That's about as far as you'll go within the realms of Train Sim Worlds for TFL stuff. What do you mean a drivable route? Oh, it's on here. It gets added onto here. It adds it to this timetable. I don't remember where exactly they operate, like between what stations they operate. Definitely, obviously not from Victoria. I don't think you've ever seen a 700 in Victoria, but they do operate not too long after. Just don't remember for how long. I don't know if they go all the way to Brighton. They do, because they come from Blackfriars. They go to Brighton. So they join the line somewhere, and then they go to Brighton. RE50 service. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Shouldn't still be happening this far into the game's life cycle, man. From East Croydon, that would make sense because I've seen them at East Croydon. So yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Train Sim Classic seems to have been completely dropped. I don't know what's going on. The annual refresh should have come a long time ago. It's now, yeah, we're coming up to mid-October now. No sign of it. Bro, Els, it's a good game, bro. I'm not gonna lie. With all the mods, like the graphic, sorry, not graphics. There's like the weather mods. There's the track mod. There's a couple of those mods. They make the game look better than TSW. I'll be very honest. In my opinion, TSC with those enhancements looks better than TSW. It's just the limitation sucks when you can't, interact with the cab like you can here and walk around and stuff like that. No 24-hour timetable. But when you wanna do a run, like a proper run, It's just that you got to go through the pain of almost collecting all the right bits and pieces, you know. Nah, not necessarily, but if you, bro, you like what you like. You like what you like, man. You got what you like. You got what you don't like, and you like flight sim. It's not like you don't like anything. Everything is boring to you. You hate everything. You got your hobbies. You like TSW. You like flight sim. You're allowed to not like something that someone else may like. It's just CSC. What I found with it is that I can't play it for too long. I can miss it and I can go back to it and I can go back to it with joy, but then very quickly the flaws, like I said, in terms of interacting with a cab and having the freedom that you have here, just just look around and be in the world, walk around, interactive switches and all sorts. You start missing that very quickly, very, very quickly. Thank you, man. I think we're just behind another train, unless that was the track switching. You know what? TOD 3 doesn't even look that bad. Like we're just coming off the back of a TOD 4 route. This doesn't look too bad. Although to be fair, in these conditions, it never really did look too bad. It was nighttime for one. I don't remember how it looked in the rain, but nighttime for sure was bad. Everything was just way too dark. Way too dark. No way, Sammy. Thank you, Anton, for liking the live badges on TikTok. No way, Sammy. What? Was it just the paint itself, or was it any of the models? That's diabolical. I think when dogs do things like this, it's just boredom. It has to be boredom. I don't know what else it can be. No chat is appearing on YouTube. I've got YouTube chat open. Refresh your YouTube page or the stream, Simon, because I've got the chat. I've got YouTube chat itself open, and it's updating fine. Maybe could have lagged or. Oh, but I do see though. Actually, no. Now you do mention it. Yeah, I do see there was a huge gap. A huge gap. Funny that it came back as you mentioned it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't notice that at all. That is my paint palette within reach and heard the munchins. it won't make her ill or anything, would it? As if by magic the last two messages appear, I know, right? That was why, like, you said that, and I saw that very message show up, and I was like, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, strange one. And the stream itself stayed up, which was also strange because it's one service. I use Restream to share the stream on all the platforms, and for the chat. So go figure. Technology being technological.
I think this is another route. I think, you know what? Any route you play in VR, it can't be boring. Train sim cannot be boring in VR. I've never been bored playing a train. I played on Cathcart Circle, for goodness sake, in VR. And it was an enjoyable experience just because it was in VR. I just need Holy Trucker to give me his flipping settings. Although, bless him, he has tried, just the wrong way. I don't know if you guys would be curious to watch in what a Train Sim World VR stream would be like. Because I could do that if I just get the right bloody settings. Streaming VR isn't the problem, but it's doing it properly. I think that would be a cool experience to watch. Responding to chat might be difficult. Doable, anyway. I've done it before in Truck Sim. Why is it lagging? I've never seen the plane lag. Jeez, poop. Typical. Favorite thing is random bird in the street. Like a duck. So lucky that dog is eat up the street is such stress with the last one. Yeah, I can imagine it being a bit of a headache. Because you're always just going to be nervous, ain't you? Thank you, Sammy, for your request, mate. Time for the mild May line. Thank you, Mark, I think, for that request, if I'm not mistaken. And I would assume you'd want it run with the 378. Loaded. I mean, why wouldn't I want it loaded? Well, no, it should be empty. It should be empty. What do you mean loaded? It should be empty if I'm starting a service. Oh, I forgot it's 45 minutes. That's so annoying. Anyway, it's fine. I want to start at Stratford, so let's do this one. Have you played the new Cathcart Circle much? No. If not, add it to the list. I will do so. Let me wait until I get to the end of the current one, just in case somebody who hasn't requested yet makes a request. Not a fan of Cathcart Circle, I'll be very honest. I've been very vocal about my feelings towards Cathcart. It hasn't been... Oh, I forgot you have to go right up to them. It hasn't been positive. I'll be real. It hasn't been positive. It's been a while since I've been in here, boy. 2378's there. Got what's meant to be the central line. Not seeing any Elizabeth line action. Got some DLR action though. Not seeing any Greater Anglia action either. And you know, I'm in Stratford in a minute, you know. We got the new ones now in the white livery. They've started to make an appearance. Here's the Elizabeth line. I wish we had a proper Elizabeth line interior, man. Would have been sick.
Nice seeing the Route Masters. Oh man, it's hard. You can't ignore the details. You really can't ignore the details. Although what I will find a bit baffling is why Johannes included these buses that have been out of service for the past like decade plus. Anywho, love the Route Masters. Love everything about this route, to be honest. Oh, there's the Greater Anglia train. I think that must have just arrived. Unless I missed it. Oh, hello. It's reversing. Okay, no problem. If you are your things, check out the new immersive Cine camera we've just released. Only works with Vision Pro headsets for now, though. Vision Pro headsets. All I've just got the Quest, Oculus Quest 2, so pretty dated at this point. Contemplating going further into something beyond entry level, but I need to prove to myself that it won't be money. The money I put into that won't be water and sand, you know. And if I'm not even using my Quest 2, I can't. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for me to spend money on something more expensive, for it to just end up with the same fate. It's much better than it was on release. Ah, good point. Actually, yeah. If I'm starting at Wilson Junction, it should be loaded. Very good point. Yeah, I stand corrected. Glasgow Central is really busy now. I mean, I have played it since, I guess they've had those. It has had those additions. Like when the 380 dropped, I played through the journey mode of it. It's just, I don't know, man. Like ever since its inception, and my first experience on it, it planted a seed that's just growing a very bitter tree in my heart. Although maybe it's time to wipe the slate and start afresh. It's cool how much they modeled. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it was a model brought from Transport Fever, I think, or something ridiculous like that. But even, yeah, for that, it's great how much they detailed it. And hey, it means we get to benefit from it. I don't know how much how much effort it would have taken to do the headlights and tail lights. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. The Elizabeth line is not a mod. Sorry, Ehsan. The Elizabeth line is not a mod. No, Johannes actually added it onto the route itself. It uses a 710 from the Suffragette line with a licensed Elizabeth line livery. I was playing Dresden yesterday. Shame they never added the trams. Yeah. Even just generic ones. Even just something generic, you know, just to represent would have been nice. So that's kind of thing that sets studios apart for me, man. No working lifts. I mean, I'd rather the trams before the lifts. You can't drive it, yes, I know. You can't drive it, unfortunately. Although, there are mods on PC that allow you to do so. I'm baffled by the lack of passengers. Baffled. I'm not baffled by it yet, like, because if it's a matter of performance, then fair enough. But I haven't heard it spoken about. I didn't hear about it in the preview stream. I haven't heard anybody mention it on the forums, and it's so baffling to me because this is the community of complaints, and I'm so baffled. How is nobody saying anything? Why is everyone quiet about this? Where are my passengers? Why are there no passengers walking around? I'm so baffled by it. Oh, there are! Oh my god, they added them. When? I mean, I guess them spawning is odd because obviously they should already be on the platform rather than you pull up and now they start spawning from wherever they spawn from. But they're in the game now. They're in the route now. Okay. I take what I said back. Cool. I didn't know that. They got added to CSW or another underground. I mean, the Elizabeth line itself, I think, would be a cool DLC, yes, and I'm not gonna lie. I think the Elizabeth line would be a sick DLC.
If it doesn't go all the way to Abbeywood or Shenfield, to Abbeywood or Shenfield, fine, because I would expect it to start from the outside sections. Then that's when you'd be able to see everything, and you wouldn't be just stuck in tunnels. That's what people would want to see. Even that I wouldn't mind. And then it would come into London and maybe terminate. I don't know where it would terminate, if it would terminate at Shenfield or where would it terminate? I don't know. I don't know what would be a good termination. But Paddington, maybe? Paddington? I mean, it means I wouldn't see I wouldn't get to experience any of the stations that I'm familiar with on the Elizabeth line, but at least I would still get to, it would still be in the game, which I think would be cool. They did it with the Mannheim route. All they need to do is take the generic tram and paint it yellow. That's it. Honestly, that's it. It's on a few. There are trams on a few routes, and none of them are detailed. They don't need to be detailed. They absolutely don't need to be detailed. Haven't been on this line in yoinks. Actually, no, tell a lie. Tell a lie. I was on it last month. I don't remember why. But I was on this line last month. Incorrect stopping position. I'd love if they added the Jubilee line across platform doors. I mean, it would be cool, but the Jubilee line is also ATO, so I don't know how much fun it would be actually being in the driver's seat, you know. But it would be cool having it in game. Yeah, good point, Simon. Good point. I guess throw that into the inconsistency bucket, along with all the other inconsistencies. Yeah, that is actually a fair point. To be fair. Is there much demand for the chocolate L train? Not really. I think I've seen it mentioned here and there, although I'm not particularly in the suggestions area of the forum because I'm not there. But in the general discussions, it's been mentioned here and there from what I've seen, but I haven't seen it in a while. And yeah, not something that comes up often. If it was just the western part of the Elizabeth line to Paddington, it's pretty much GWE. That is also a good point, unless we're coming from Heathrow. If we're going from Heathrow to Paddington, but then even then, what? How many? No, it would be a fair few new stations, right? Like you go through a fair few new stations before you get to where you rejoin the GW, where the GWE runs. But also, it would be modern era, so you know. I don't think I'd be opposed to it. Oh, quite a lot of these stopping positions are in the incorrect. Stopping markers are in the wrong positions. Paddington to Shenfield would make the most sense. Yeah, but you're going to be underground for quite a lot of it. Like you don't come out until Stratford, isn't it? So. Oh wait, no, past Whitechapel. Past Whitechapel, Stratford? I don't know. I usually take the Abbeywood section. Abbeywood branch. Branch? It's not even a branch, is it? It's just a line. You know what? I honestly think... Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Oh, is it just the two Heathrow stations? Okay, nah. In that case, I think even the modern era argument is hard to cling on to at that point. If we're calling a spade a spade. Stratford to Shenfield is a long way above ground. And how long is it from Stratford to Shenfield? So how long would you be driving above ground? And what stock and game would we see? We'd see the Greater Anglia. right? Stratford would have a fair bit, no problem. But beyond that, what would we see? I don't know how. I don't know where the Greater Anglia runs. Would it run with the Elizabeth line? I don't know. I haven't gone that way in a long time. Well, even when I did go that way, I only ever went as far as Romford. I made a meal of this one. It's 45 minutes long. Started at 9:30, and so the service would have started at 8:43. No, 8:30. Started at 8:38, 8:37, 8:38, 8:28. Jesus, 8:28, 8:28, 8:28. So we'll end it at 9 o'clock in game time. Great Anglia running parallel the whole way. Okay, so we'd have that, and would that be the only AI really that would feature, and maybe some freight? So we'd just be the Greater Anglia and freight. Not much, but there wouldn't be much Great Anglia trains running though, would there? If I'm not mistaken. Like, it would be fairly quiet, I feel like, in terms of like trains that you would just see running around. I do Els, bro. Anything TFL, I think is exciting for me to see in the game and to have in the game. Oh, 6 to 8 trains per hour, both ways. Okay, that wouldn't be too bad then, I don't think. That wouldn't be too bad. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, do I? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, bro. Wait, so is it 6 to 8? Is it 6 to 8 trains each way? Norwich, Southend, Coast, Clacton, Braintree. Huh. And so what are we saying then in terms of like time? How long are we looking at for a run? Forget. Yeah, no. Specifically Stratford to Shenfield. Stratford to Shenfield. How long would that be?
just count in the overground sections, above ground sections. Less varied with the new trains. In what sense? You get a Victoria line from here. Not in game, of course. You would come up here, go through here, come up here. This would be open. You would go that way, down some escalators. Highbury and Islington. About 40 minutes. Then you've got obviously the underground section to Paddington. Okay, no, that would be a banger then. Yeah, Elizabeth Line, Paddington to Shenfield. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We know they've got the licensing to do the Elizabeth Line train. All they would need to redo is the interior of the 710, make whatever little changes on the exterior that would need to be made, if any, and Bob's your uncle, mate. Although they would also need to do the platform doors. Can we trust? Can we trust that to be done properly? I don't know. It would be the first time. It would be the first time in the game having platform doors. Also, here last time I said that this exit didn't exist. I was wrong. So this exit does exist. However, there's also another one. This isn't here. This is a path, and the path goes down like this. There's some oyster readers here. There's like a shelter here for like employees, and then the path goes. Hold on. The path goes beside what is a building like that. Hold on, let me get my bearings. So calm down. Da 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 da. You go like that. And then the path would basically go beside that building all the way down to the road. Down to the pavement. Why it was made like this, I don't quite understand. Why it's not accurate. And indeed, there should be a bus stop under the bridge. Can confirm, it does not look like this under the bridge. There's a bus stop here. That bus doesn't exist either. This whole area is so jank, but I mean it's the outside, so who cares really? I am sick of seeing this poster. This is an old school one. Old school poster. Haven't seen that in yoinks. Never seen that. Oh, this is very accurate. Oh, this is sick. I don't think they had this. Yeah, you'll find these.
Doors closing. Doors opening. Lift. Smoking is not permitted in any part of
Look at the work that this
facility
guy put
or
in.
on trays.
Look what everything is modelled in the distance. Everything. It's ridiculous. I'm surprised that the display on the BT Tower isn't animated. Like he's basically modelled London, and also if you go over here, you will see that he has also modelled. If I can locate it, what would be? Where would it 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 be? That's Stratford, right? King's Cross, St Pancras, with trains. As a matter of fact, that's the front of our train, right? So front of train and then right. Front of the train and then left. I believe there is a way to actually come over this way. No. Okay. Come over this way. Which way is it to King's Cross? Is it this way? Yes. Yes. There you go. There you go. There you go. Did you know that we had the HSTs and the Javelin on the route, on the Mildmay line? He's modelled the entire St Pancras with trains. He's modelled has he modelled hold on, there's one thing I'm looking for. Yes. LNER services. The LNER services from King's Cross. They're there. The trains are actually there. The trains are actually there. The LNER trains. I just don't know how to fly to them. I wish I knew how to glitch through the boundaries, the invisible walls. I mean, the level of work the guys put in is just incredible. I don't remember whether my doors are on the left or the right side. Right. It's just incredible. He's modelled, like, he's got there's Blackfriars. Blackfriars Station has been modelled. I don't know how to get there, though. But Blackfriars Station is completely modelled. It's just insane. Insane. In the sense that they used to have 4 types of EMU and a local, so now they have 2. Oh, okay. That kind of works better for us, though, realistically, in game, low-key. King's Cross, Els. King's Cross. What do you know about Highbury and Islington? What do people don't know about Highbury and Islington? All I really know about is the station. I'm not really active around there. Never have been. I've never been in North London, boy. Born and raised. What the hell? I'm a West boy. At 317, 321, 360, 379, and the class 90 is now just 2 modern units. But we have all of those on the. Am I right in thinking on the Great Western Main Line route on TSC? I've got that, and that's got, I think, the 360, and I might be mistaken, but I think the 321 as well. I could be wrong. This has got more of the world than Flight Sim. Honestly. No one really, he's given credit for like the level of detail, generally speaking, on what we can see and stuff here. But outside of the scope of the route, no one really like gives him his flowers. The guy's got King's Cross. Why has he got King's Cross there? I think either he's going for the entire of London bit by bit, and he's putting it all into one, or that was his initial plan, and he had to like tone it down. Because it doesn't make sense. What this guy, what he's got going on, what he's put into the timetable outside of the Mildmay line doesn't make any sense. Not to mention the Jubilee line trains, the Central line trains, the DLR, the Greater Anglia, the Elizabeth line trains, the South. What's that one that goes from Marylebone? The 465 trains, those services.
what he's done, yeah, is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Holy Trucker, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you and touch you if you don't give me the settings for UEVR. Just screenshot them and send them to me on Discord. I mean, I don't know how simpler it can be. I want to play. There was a route. What route was it? It was Riviera line. I want to play the Riviera line in VR. I want to play the Riviera line in VR with the HSC. All it took was me looking out the side of the window into the water, and that's it. I was a goner. This level of quality in terms of the world is way beyond Just Trains. Way beyond Just Trains. In terms of just what we see and what we've got in front of us, on par. And Solid Route is not that replayable. Yeah. What's missing, Dan? It's simply the fact that it's the Mildmay line, and it's not the full Mildmay line. I think when you ask what's missing, we can start off by saying the rest of the line. That's a place to start, because a part of it goes to Clapham Junction, right? Which would be busy, even with not nearly how much trains actually go there in reality. But we've got the Electrostars to begin with, and the other side of it that is being worked on currently goes to Richmond, which can also be fleshed out a little bit with what we've got in game. So we can start off by saying the rest of the line. There's loads of side quests if you go to King's Cross. What do you mean there's loads of side quests? Thank you, Jamie Stevens, for liking the live. If you go to King's Cross here, on this line. What do you mean pause? Pause what? Why am I going 50 miles per hour, by the way? Riviera is amazing. Oh, what I said to Holy Trucker. He knows why I'm saying it. I know it's amazing. Look at this guy. I told him, give me the settings because I want to try it out. And instead of giving me the settings, he's gonna sit there and make me feel jealous even more that I can't experience it. No problem. I'll find you and I'll touch you. Oh, the world in this route is bigger than The Witcher 3. Bro, the thing is though, yeah, it's arguably more detailed. Probably not, but like, it's bro, like, look how far, like, do you understand, bro? Like, none of this is like, this isn't like a facade. Bro has actually, like, what the hell? In Train Sim World. This isn't like some personal projects game. He's just made a DLC for Train Sim World. More worlds than Geralt could have dreamt of. Is it Geralt or Geralt? I don't remember. It's Geralt, isn't it? I think I made a fool out of myself there. It did start as a personal project, Dan. Yeah, it did. And I guess that has a bearing on, you know, why it is the way it is. But I think we can still appreciate the work. I think ultimately, hello, my boy, how you doing, mate? I think ultimately, to really judge Johannes as a route developer for TSW, we wait for his next work, which would have been, well, even that you can't say built from the ground up as a DLC in mind, because maybe he would have used this as a base if it's going to be another London route, which I'm pretty sure it would be. But I think we wait a little bit more, a little bit longer to see what, you know, what he does come up with on the regular.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just modelled the whole suffragette line as well. I honestly would not be surprised. Oh, God damn it, can't go that far. Can I take like a little peek? Okay, no, he hasn't. That is the biggest surprise to me. Whoops. KU1 exploded and completely crashed today. What's KU1? Oh, the server. Oh, is that where the Steam loco was being tested? All right, Sam, take care, mate. 35.99. Is that for the Birmingham crew route, Holy Trucker? Oh, the Steam is on INT9. Oh, so what the hell happened on KU1 then? Does anyone know? Oh, also it's 9 o'clock in game. Time to switch. Sorry, I am slightly distracted. It's a shame. It's only 15 minutes more, but we do have more routes to get through. So we'll mark that one as played. And then Els, got your one next, boss. Class 800 on East Coast Main Line. Now I could hopefully find a half-an-hour run here. It wouldn't be obviously the full thing. Figured out on 30-minute on the dot. 30 minutes. I even managed to get my hands on one of those locos. The Steam ones. Cost for the Birmingham route. I mean, 30 quid, Holy Trucker, isn't new. So I think, I'm pretty sure that that's within like normal range, no? We've had quite a lot of 30 quid routes before. And AWS enabled. Oh, operational. Where did I get enabled from? Is that on buses? No, buses is something pressure system. And an angry man voice. Nice one, Matt. But how did you find it? It's only the class 350 and only locos with that route. No new locos, but plenty of like variation of the 350 and new liveries and stuff. Which I guess is something. Then there's that cool police livery. The BTP one. You know what? Maybe I should have done the intermodal livery. Oh well. I saw that there was like one extra service on here, so I just went for this one. Oh, only to watch. Okay, okay. Matt said the GW remaster is releasing before Christmas. No, he didn't. You're doing what Elm Tree did yesterday. He said something along the lines of it should release, right? Or no, he said they're expecting it. Or he said that we should expect it to release before Christmas. But he did not say it is releasing or it will release before Christmas. Very important to differentiate. Problem with your VR experience is pump VR settings to the max. Forget VR settings to the max. We have the same VR headset. I just need to see what your settings are, because we actually have very similar PC systems, and we have very similar PC systems and specs. We have the same headset. I just need to know what you're using so that I can apply it to mine. That's it. That's it. If it works well for you, as you claim it to, it will work well for me as well. One of those new countries coming to CSW has some ugly looking trains. Which one? So far, we've only seen the trains from the Czech Republic route. I thought they looked pretty nice. I haven't seen what the trains for the Portuguese route will look like though. Oh, hello. Oh my god, a whole lot of creaking. All you could hear was creaks going past. Is the Czech one ambiented in the 80s? No, I don't think so. I think it's a lot more modern than that. Oh, whoops. Did not realize that speed drop. Those Czech ones made nothing. Not even like a piece of actual feces can make the Koploper look good. Nothing can make the Koploper look good. I saw the screenshot with a quite retro looking skin on that logo. I don't know too much. I've read a little bit from like just the article, not the articles, but just what Dovetail themselves posted about it. But I'm pretty sure it's modern. I could be wrong though. Maybe I'm just remembering it incorrectly. Could be that. Mate, have I done Riviera to know the Voyage of No Power in that scenario? Is that the one where, towards the end of it, is that the one where you drive to Plymouth with it and then you take it to the depot? I was doing that scenario and then the Voyager died on me. It had that bug where the brakes wouldn't release, and I haven't touched it since, and I'm not going to do it until they fix that bug. I don't know if that's the one that you're referring to. Because there was also another one where you're moving around Lera Depot, but I don't know if that was with the IET or with the Voyager. I had the doorbell when you change it. It open all the cab doors to clear. Fix it.
Is that what causes the brakes to lock up? You have to open all the cab doors? I can't emphasize how special that is. If you touch the cab door, open both sides and close them. I don't think I. Oh no, I did because I had to walk. I had to walk to the other end. So yeah, I did touch the cab door. That's insane. At least people have found the cause of that now. I can't believe that. But I'm pretty sure it's also happened to people that haven't, like when it happened to Matt on the preview stream. I don't think he had touched the doors. I could be wrong. Because I was off the stream for a bit, and when I came back, he was in that position. But I don't think he had touched the door before that, because there wasn't a need to. Unless he was like out walking around and then walks back into the cab. That's my horn for today. I have to do it properly. It's gonna bug me. You have to go back to the other cab and close the opposite door. You hopped out, then go back to and then and open the door to go in, and open the opposite door too. So wait, so let's say I'm on this side, yeah, and I want to go to the other side. So I have to open both doors on this side, and then close them, and then go to the other side, open both doors, and then close them, and then that fixes it. That'll be the right way to change cabs and not get stuck. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Although now that people know how it happens, it needs to be fixed ASAP. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Because clearly it's some sort of interlock issue that engages when it shouldn't. Fix it. Els was complaining about a long distance between stops, but I mean, this line, this route is a perfect example of that. So what's going on, Els? it only bothers you when you feel like it. And if you do it again, don't touch any cab doors and use the door to the carriages that run straight through it. Or control and plus or minus and teleport. Thank you for letting me know that though, Holy Chaka. That's very good to know. Maybe I'll give that scenario another crack then. But this time I'll just run through the train. I'll do it tomorrow morning. I'm happy the experience touched you in such a way. I don't know how much fun I'd have driving a Steam Loco. Who knows? Maybe it would get me into it. Maybe that's what I need. I just need to experience it in VR, but I can't experience it in VR until you give me your settings. Give me your settings, Holy Trucker, now. Oh my god, it's glitched. I've glitched it. The only scenarios I haven't done that I have left to do on this route are the Flying Scotsman ones. I don't know why I didn't finish them. I actually don't know why I didn't finish them. It's one thing not to finish the journey mode, and I can kind of understand why that might have happened. But the scenarios, though. Because I was gonna say I was recording them and uploading them to YouTube, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I started doing that in TSW5. Pretty sure I did it for some routes on TSW4. I did do it for some routes. I did do it for this. I remember doing the thumbnails. So why didn't I do it for the Flying Scotsman? I don't know. And I had no issues driving that as well. I was able to drive that just fine. So it wasn't like it was just some sort of really difficult struggle. Simmering bun next. It's cut off. I didn't even realize it was cut off. Steam Train's insane in VR and it's so large. It's got so many views. You're sitting there looking down, so it's not blue in the face of Steam. It's powerful. If I can have a good experience in VR, as in like no performance issues, because that was the main problem I was having. It was performance issues, hence why like I'm desperate for these settings. If I can just have a smooth experience, everything working well, then that might be the new way that I play this game. It honestly might be. Maybe I even start streaming TSW6 in VR. That was something I mentioned possibly doing earlier. But when I played it with my settings, it was super like choppy. It just was not smooth at all. It wasn't smooth at all. Was it down to my like mods, for example? Possibly, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Could it have been because I was
streaming on the same system is possible. All I know is I did have 1 or 2 smooth experiences, and the rest of them were not great. I'll do one as close to half an hour. That's as close to half an hour as possible. I'm also low-key hoping nobody makes a request beyond that, because I will just have enough time, maybe if I'm lucky, to play the 2019 timetable on West Coast Mainline. As a matter of fact, let me close suggestions, because the Semarangbaan itself, honestly, actually might be a long one. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I think I'll have Semarangbaan as the final request. And that's it. I do, mate. Absolutely, I do. Listen, I used to crave and dream and fantasize about having a play in VR, and I'm genuinely a little bit. It saddens me that my headset just sits literally collecting dust. It literally has a layer of dust on it. You know, something that I dreamed of for so many years, and it was out of reach for so long. Uh-oh. Oh. And now I have it, and it just sits there collecting dust. Like, I need to find a use for it. Sim racing, I think I feel like it takes away from my performance in sim racing. That's why I don't really use it there. And because I'm racing with other people, I can't risk, you know, because I don't think I have the HUD. So I would need to like use my mirrors and look around, and if I end up causing damage to someone simply because I was in VR, it's not really something I want to be responsible for. But for like Euro Truck, American Truck Sim, it's really fun. You know, I don't mind using it for that. For Train Sim, when it works well, it's really fun. It's a shame, at least now, for now, there's not really a way to get it to work with SimRoll. That would have been interesting. One of the most amazing VR experiences I had. Same. I don't know if I flew a helicopter in VR, but I definitely played MSFS in VR. I 90% of my experience with MSFS 2020 was in virtual reality, and it was incredible. And let's be honest, I think we can both admit, although, you know, we very much love our Quest 2s, it's at the bottom end of VR. Like, if we actually had a good headset, oh my god, I can't imagine what that experience would be like. If the experiences are as good as they are now, That's why I need an excuse. I need a reason to get a good quality VR, and I won't have that until I'm utilizing my Quest 2. Then I have a reason to upgrade.
compared to the Riviera line as a core route, this was trash. In terms of like the gameplay experience, this is trash. If it came out as a normal DLC, it would have been fine. But as like a release route, and I hope one day I can say the same about the Riviera line. I really hope TSW gets to that point. Well, and Holy Trucker, the Quest 3 has actual like proper screens inside, as opposed to what we've got, the stupid thing that if you just look at something from a weird angle, it's completely blurry and out of focus. It actually has proper screens inside. It's got less like dark space, so you're more immersed. It's got a wider angle of field of view. The Quest 3 is actually much superior to the Quest 2. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind stepping into the Quest 3 before I go, high end. But there's no point. I don't see any point in me going high end right now with my system as it is. With a 3080 Ti, a Quest 3 experience, is probably as much as I can dream for. With decent settings and a smooth frame rate. Well, I wish I could know that for myself, Holy Trucker. Huh? I wish I could know that for myself. You know that. I mean, I'm sure it gets to a point where any journey in VR is great. Doesn't matter what train, what route. As long as you're driving in VR, your experience is going to be a very enjoyable one. If you use safety systems, I'll tell you what was creepy is how pitch black the airline scenario was basically breaking down train in the dark. I mean, yeah, that was scary as it is, mate. Even on a monitor, that was very spooky, but it was decent little scenario. As just safety systems for because you actually see nothing. You know what, Holy Trucker? If I download UEVR right now, can you tell me what to put for each like setting? Without me like actually playing it in VR, just if I download it and set the software up. I'm pretty sure I can do that without having to load the game in VR. Because I need to install UEVR. I uninstalled it because I know I had the older version. Simmering Barton. Oh, it's 1116, not 1016. Look, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Why are there so many?
Where's the download button? Why is it so hard to download things on GitHub? I don't like this. It's this one, yeah. It would be zip. uvr.zip. Extract to desktop. New folder. Yes, UEVR. Thank you. Extract it all there. Okay, they did it already. Okay, so what? So for these settings, first of all, what do you use? Do you use OpenVR or OpenXR? Which one of these two do you use? Isn't it meant to give me like a lot more settings? Where's all the other settings? Native for what? For the rendering methods. OpenVR is SteamVR. What do you use? How do you do it on your end? Do you use OpenXR or OpenVR? Yeah, native stereo. Use OpenVR. Okay. So okay. So OpenVR rendering method is native stereo. So your sync sequential method is skip draw, and VR uncapped frame rate is ticked, and that's it. Native OpenVR. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna delete this so that it makes a new one. See, I've tried it. Wait, Simro. I've tried it. I've done it before. Okay, cool. So hypothetically speaking, when I finish streaming today, and I grab my headset and I connect it, and all ready to go. I open Train Sim World, I open UEVR, I inject it, and everything should just run fine, yeah? No, I don't like using those profiles. I don't like using those profiles. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do... No, I saw 45-minute one. Let's do a 45-minute one, I think. Oh, no, what? 22-minute runs as well. But I think we'll do this one. You need to pump up Steam VR settings to max to get a better, stronger connection. Where can I find my Steam VR settings? Is it actually on Steam? Where would I find my Steam VR settings? In game around 3080 by 1440. Okay. Take a picture of that. And where can I find Steam VR settings? If you launch Steam VR, the pop-up on your screen has 3 dots next to it. Click that. Okay. And can I do that now, or do I have to wait until I have my headset? Until I'm in VR.
FIFA. FIFA. Zug beeinflussen. Zug beeinflussen. Zug beeinflussen.
It's quite a long train. Okay. Well, I mean, I mean, the video should walk me through it itself, right?
FIFA. Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Back when they couldn't separate FIFA and PZB acknowledge on the controller. Scary times. You still send me links on YouTube knowing that links don't work, boss. You know that you sending me links doesn't work. I don't see a link. You have Discord, don't you? You've messaged me on Discord before. I'm so certain you have, because you used to link the ETS2 graphic mods on our Discord server. Why don't you use Discord? Oh my god, hello. Look at this star. Yeah, and it wasn't great, Sammy, was it? Bit of a disaster class.
FIFA.
Holy Trucker, I don't think Discords have any reason to hack you. And don't they only require ID depending on what you're trying to do on Discord? I've never been asked for ID. Alright, Sammy. No worries, mate. I'm here till 5, so hopefully see you before I go. If not, then tomorrow, God willing.
But yeah, Holy Trucker, you're trying to get up to some funny business. That's why they want to see your ID. You're getting up to no good. In that case, I mean, there's not really anything else that. Oh yeah, you can whisper to me on Twitch. I don't know if you have a Twitch account, but you can whisper to me there. I think this is the first time playing this route, not in VR and not with OBS running on the same system. Curious to see the performance because it was always a slog in particular places. I'm going to forgive the starter in and put it down to just it's the first time I'm running since reinstalling the DLC. So it is just the shaders being catched. It's a beautiful little route. I wish the far mountains were a little, the trees specifically on the far mountains were a little more condensed, but as for what we get close up, quite content with it to be fair. Sometimes not sometimes, 99% of the time, I feel like I see the thing, the CIFA icon, instantly go to press it, and by then it's already making a noise, meaning it was there already. But how? Thank you, Holy Trucker. Appreciate you. If there are any other settings that you haven't mentioned already, please do let me know.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Okay, I slowed down way too much. Goodness me. Slight mild overreaction. After you do that, your VR game will be so much better. It's a really nice
Zugbeeinflussung.
route, actually. Do they come back to Austria? Yeah, I'm surprised that they've left it for as long as they have. Not as surprised as not seeing the Netherlands anywhere, but yeah, I think there's still a lot to explore here. Yeah, man, cute little route, cute stock. One of the more underrated ones, I think. Don't try and squeeze too much upscaling up to the front's bad. Lower the scaling. Okay. But I don't want to, as long as I don't lower it to a point where the game looks like crap. That's what I don't want to do. Like, I still want the game to look nice in VR, you know? And it really overdoes it with the braking sometimes.
Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe. Türfreigabe.
I guess better safe than sorry, right? But, wow. 1920 by 1080p, I could get 140 to 150 scaling out of it. But I think I'm happy having 100 scaling. I'm happy with 100 scaling. I think I'll give it a go. If I see that it's suffering a little bit, I'll turn the resolution down. Because as I understand, the resolution doesn't matter in game because it's what you have on in your eyes, in your goggles. But I could be completely I could be completely wrong though. So yeah, Elm Tree, good to see you. Good afternoon. How you doing? Thank you, Holy Trucker. Appreciate you, mate. Have a good night. Get some rest. Hopefully catch you tomorrow. Oh, isn't this cute? Nice. Oh, come on. It wasn't there. I look away for literally a matter of seconds. I look back. It's calling out. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Happens way too often. That talent is not a looker, you know, I'll be honest. She is not a looker. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have like a solid date yet, Elm Tree. It is likely though to be October, I think, towards like the end of October. But it would be nice to have something concrete. But good to see all the variations of the 350 and all the other layers that will be on there. It looks like it's going to be a good flipping route. It really looks like it's going to be a good route. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome back, Simon. It's a beautiful route, ain't it? It really is a beautiful route. Nice, calm, relaxing. Decent bit of, for what it is, I think there's a decent bit of action as well, to be fair. Or in my opinion, anyway. It's obviously no London commuter. But you see a decent bit as they traverse up and down. Like I mentioned before, scenery is gorgeous. Yeah, yeah. Currently running a freight actually. If you ever noticed, we haven't been stopping at any stations, not because we're some sort of express service. We're carrying an empty car wagons. Don't know where they would be going to theoretically. From Tarvisio Bosco Verde to Breclav. Pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it. But as I don't know the correct way to pronounce it, I'll pronounce it how I know. It's like... It's almost like an impression of what a Rosa line could be, should it be created today. You think so, Elm Tree? Wouldn't the release date be out though if it was 2 weeks? I mean, they have only given us a week's notice before, so... Breclav is in Chechnya, just over the border. Am I pronouncing it correctly? The Orange Breclav. Oh my god. Bzetslav. Bzetslav. Is that right? Wow. I knew it's very likely I was saying it wrong. I didn't know I was saying it that wrong. Thank you very much. Get ready for me to ask you in 6 months' time when I next touch this route. That was fair. I'm sitting here cooking and just realizing that my window's not open. Got half an hour left. So it's the other side of Vienna, I reckon you're about to be overtaken. Well, at Glognitz, if I'm not mistaken, which is where we're going to end, this is part 1 of a service. So it's obviously got another part, which I would assume carries on post the overtake that you mentioned. This is a really nice route. I'm actually really enjoying this. This is really pleasant. Past is probably a lot easier to drive.
As in terms of like gradient wise, like it was just flat, more flat. Definitely like to see more Austrian. So I would just like to see more Austrian routes, Simon. You know, along with that more stock. Although I don't know what that could consist of, other than the Railjet. I'd just like to see more Austria, man. It's gorgeous. More Switzerland as well for the same reason. Well, Elm Tree, I see that as a good thing, if I'm going to be honest. I see that as a good thing in terms of a reason to look for, more of a reason to look forward to the route. I'm expecting it to pack a punch, and we already have an idea just because of what's coming and that what's going to layer. That you know that is going to be the case. Price tag to match. So yeah, all in all, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it, to be honest. An ÖBB Vectron. Would that be rocking the red-white color scheme? That seems like a no-brainer, don't it? Especially as there is a Vectron with this route, I believe, but it's the Railpool one. All in the flat bit. Doesn't look as good as this, I guarantee. Restream is doing the thing again, Simon. Sorry, that's why I haven't been responding, because my eyes are on Twitch chat. That's where I usually see the YouTube chat as well. It's in a red, slightly different livery, bigger BB logo. Interesting. Shame DTG still haven't been able to secure the 350 branding, but that will upset PC players. Now, certainly not with access to mods. And Simon seems to be okay with it as well. I'll be honest, mate. Seeing the unbranded livery on West Coast Mainline was like an electric shock. I was appalled, I'll be honest. Haven't played with the branded livery mod for so long, since the beginning. And then after I deleted them all my mods, seeing that was just like a shock to the system. A much bigger shock than it should have been, to be completely honest. But I mean, about it, you know, if you're used to it, you're used to it. You know, it won't bother you too much. Oh, stop it. Rather unbranded than nothing. Yeah, Francesco, this is the Semmeringbahn route.
Sifa.
Stuck behind a wall, an invisible wall. It's quite a long one. Welcome back, ASR. No worries, Francesco. I'd love for them to do a Virgin Era route on brand, of course. Well, I mean, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna do something like that, oh man, I think that has to be branded. I don't know if Simon. I mean, I don't know. You'd be okay. You're okay with the current lineup of unbranded, but what do you think for an unbranded Virgin, an unbranded Virgin livery? I feel like that's too iconic not to brand, you know. ASR better than when I have OBS running on the same system. I was looking out for that. We had a lot of stutters, but that was just shader caching. It's the first time I've run the route in a very long time, let alone in TSW6. But aside from that, it's been a smooth 60 the whole way. The Taurus always behaves. It over exaggerates slowing down on AFB, but it always behaves. You just learn to manage it. Red and black Virgin livery. I think that was before my time.
Sifa.
I'm pretty sure that was before my time. I just feel like the game is going at 30 FPS. Nah, I don't know if this, maybe the stream. The stream looks smooth on my side though, I'll be honest. Oh, does it? Actually, let me watch the stream on my phone. But I can promise you, I'm playing at 60. As a matter of fact, if I do this, it should show up in a second. There you go, FPS 60. Let me watch it on my phone.
Sifa. Sifa.
No, it does look like it's at 30 FPS. That would be Restream. Restream seems to be having some problems today. Clearly, problems with frame rate or something, and issues with chat as well. So yeah, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that though. I can assure you, it's very, very smooth on my end.
Sifa.
I just cleared it. What the hell was that? I just cleared it. Red and black was on the 86s, 87s, HSCs. Oh, wow. I've only ever seen the Virgin livery on the Pendolino. 90s was closed, man. Wow, I have no clue of this. One of the 87s, the preservation was painted into it. Nice. How did that manage to sneak through? I got confirmation from South Korea and that. So I've been pronouncing it correctly then. Yeah, let me have a look at that right now, Simon. Something I want to take a look at.
So is that how it actually appeared? I was gonna say in real life. Is that how it appeared when it was in operation? I know sometimes the thing can glitch out. Okay. Thing is, some people with this locomotive have some kind of fancy with the Brennus ST. Oh, ASR. I don't even think I want to know any more about that. I don't even want to know exactly how it was. It's such a nice delivery. Can I? Is it an unpopular opinion if I say I really don't like that? I really don't like that livery. Unique, I'll give it. I don't think it looks nice though. And I would understand if that's an unpopular opinion. No, ASR, that one was like an old school. That was the original one. Before they found sense, seemingly. I don't understand why it's so hard for D2G to make the objective marker distance the track distance, because they can do it with signals. They can do it, I think, everything else except the objective marker.
Whoops. Yeah, I think the West Coast mainline sets are the only ones that I knew of before now. Oh, not the West Coast mainline one then. If that's the 87 one, is it the Pretendolino one that you guys are talking about that I have in mind? The one like everyone knows. It's a good time to buy it, so I'll save up. No, you're good, Els, bro. You're good, man. I'm surprised we haven't seen an intercity swallow livery yet. Surprised JT haven't brought it to us. Isn't Liam bringing it with his HST pack though? Or am I making that up? That sounds terrible. Good job by the government then, ASR. As long as it doesn't have like a bad effect on like the working man. Oh, just a power car. I mean, it's a start, I guess. Thank you, BBB, for following and liking. Appreciate you. Barcelona rents down 10%. Really? And does it look like the prices will continue to go down? I'm really surprised we haven't gotten a full set of that Sandman and the Class 90. I think those two. I mean, if you compare like their iconicness to what we've got in the game, I think it's criminal that we haven't got them. Currently, it's a test to see if it works to implement it nationally. They mainly implement it in some of the most tension areas. Okay, and so far so good. This is this Meringbahn route, BBB. Proper SE Swallow HSD would fit was Cornwall local like a glove. So it's a shame it hasn't been added as like even as a DLC of some sort. So I don't know. Did all the DCG places ends? Oh, I've cleared it. Just in time. Just in time. I don't think so. I don't think so, Elm Tree. There's not any others as far as I know, to my knowledge, that are confirmed. But they also haven't officially said that's it. So guess we wait and see.
I think there's 3 trains that almost everyone's the LNR 225 Railjet. Amtrak diesel long distance set. See now the others I've heard mentioned here and there. That one not so much. That one not so much. This is the first time I've heard that pronounced as it actually is written. Yeah, people fantasize about this woman because of the way she speaks, you know, very clearly. I would understand compared to the other voices. It's a little bit more. A little bit more. Thank you, boss. Nice one, Lennon. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? Although you've joined us at the end. Thank you very much, girls and boys, ladies and gents, for joining me today. Thank you for all your requests. It has been a pleasure. I enjoyed playing through all of them. Some old flames that I was happy to reignite somewhat. Yeah, always love me a good requester route, to be honest. Always. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. With some more TSW. Just looking for someone to raid. If they add... How many is... Bro, I actually don't know any details about my NDA. That is the honest truth. I actually don't know the details on my NDA. I need to speak to my contact. If they added an Amtrak diesel, could add passenger services to a lot of the freight routes. Oh, and fast trains to Morristown, to San Bernardino. Okay, damn. Anything that would bring a lot more playability to what we already have, I'm down for. I am very much down for. Cool. There's a fella. Okay, cool. Let me raid this guy. If you want to see some more TSW, please do join the raid. But that will be it from me today. I wish you guys a lovely rest of your Wednesday. Take care of yourselves as always. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. Jesus Christ loves you all. And until the next one. ! Discord, by the way, if you're not part of Discord. Peace out.